Purple Heart Homes presents Putting the Pieces Back Together, a forum for veterans and community members. Here are your hosts, veterans John Gallina and Devin Alexander.
Welcome to Putting the Pieces Back Together with John Gallina and me, Devil Dog Devin, from our brand new Purple Heart Home Studios.
Devin, it is so great to finally be in the new studio here. We have started a new partnership, a new chapter with WSIC, and we're really glad to have them here partnered with us in our studio. And we are excited to have our first guest in here today with us, Joshua Ray Hudson.
Oh yeah, he's a returning guest.
Returning guest, yes.
Well, we wanted to have somebody good for the very first episode in the new studio. We didn't want to chance it on some newbie, right?
We did. We're inviting him into our living room.
That's right. Well, I mean, yeah, speaking of the living room, we're a lot closer today. We got a couch.
Well, you just stay on your side of the couch.
Oh, come on. I made popcorn, John.
Oh, no. We're not watching a movie. We're listening to music.
This isn't next Netflix and chill?
No, this is not Netflix and chill with John, Devin.
Wow. I wouldn't even come today.
I know I smell like barbecue today, but you can't cozy up to me.
Oh, well, I guess if nothing else, I get to hear the musical stylings of Joshua Ray Hudson.
That's right.
So and we can cuddle while that goes on. No cut. Oh, man.
Thank y'all for having me. I'll see you next time. Get on out of here. No,
Josh,
welcome to the show, bro.
It's fantastic to be here. Even though all that just went on, it's still fantastic to be here. And just thank y'all so much for having me. And, it's been a pleasure being a part of Purple Heart Homes family. And that's the way I feel about this. And ever since you guys adopted That's Why We Stand as your official song, the ripple effect of those blessings and have been fantastic. And so, it's a two-way street. And kudos on the new studio. This place looks great in here. It's really nice.
That's wall.
Pretty cool,
look at this
isn't
thing,
it?
man.
Hey,
we don't have that out in the country. Our walls are flat. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Give credit
great.
where credit's due. All of what you see is due to the great team at WSIC. Justin and
Awesome.
their family has just done a phenomenal job. They recognize that they can only do so much with me and Devin, and so they got to
they didn't even try to do my makeup today. It was
I understand. Well, it looks great, and congratulations to you all. And I am happy to be the first guest at the new studio. I'm excited about that, and excited to play y'all a couple songs off my new album that's coming out very soon, and got some great things to talk about here with you today.
I thought when we lined you up to be our first guest, we were going to try out the acoustics of the new studio with music and
Right.
your singing.
Right.
But we've got Devin in here, and so he's got sound bouncing off every wall.
Well, you want to hear my quick impression of Devil Dog Devin?
Oh, please, let's
I'm
hear
here
it.
with John Gallina. This is Devil Dog Devin, putting the pieces back together. Love it. Thank you.
I love it. He's an impressionist.
I'm a little more southern than that, aren't I?
Not when you get into that Devil Dog.
when I
it's
do
more
the-
like, the guy who talks in the 6 o'clock news, that type stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With Joshua Ray Hudson. Yeah.
There it is right there.
Yeah,
There it is.
okay.
Pretty good.
That
There
is
it
the
is.
voice. Yeah.
There it
I
is.
guess.
I
spot
love it
on,
personally.
brother.
I love it. Keep it up.
Well, Josh, I've got so many questions. We've been working on this partnership with you for, I guess, probably going on 10 months or maybe close to a year.
Almost a year. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Very
and
close.
So really excited. You've got some great stuff happening in your life, and so we want to hear about all of that. But I kind of want to start at the beginning, right?
Right.
And we're gonna hear some of your music here in a little bit. And you've got a hit record out, and That's Why We Stand. We're really excited about that. You got another record getting ready to come out.
Yeah, a full 11 original song album that includes That's Why We Stand, and 10 other songs that I penned myself, and it's so close to being done. So I'm really excited. And like I said, I'll play you a couple of those that you guys may haven't heard, and I don't think anyone's really heard. Maybe a couple times at my live shows, but I've been trying to keep them under wraps.
World premiere.
The world premiere. There he is again. There he goes again.
Yeah. Here it's natural fit here on WSIC. We got the world renowned show for the Home Ad Show. And so,
Yeah, absolutely.
world-renowned musician right here. I mean,
I like
it's
it.
great. It all fits.
I like it.
But Josh, take us back to the very beginning. When did you decide you wanted to be a musician?
Well, it almost decided me. I mean, it almost chose me. I grew up in a family of musicians that, at my grandmother's house every Friday or Saturday night, it was like a concert. It was like a built-in venue, and all of our family and friends would come over and bring instruments. There'd be, bass, banjo, mandolin, and then on the countryside there might be some other steel guitar, drums, and electric bass, and then all the neighborhood would show up over there, and all the community, and be listening to the great music as well. And a lot of the other kids that were my age went on and kind of did their own thing while the music and the grown-ups were doing their thing. But I was allowed to sit there and soak it up because I didn't want to go away. I from the earliest age I can remember, I was singing. I think I got a cassette tape from like 1984 or 5 with me singing "That's All Right, Mama," an Elvis song, and "Do Lord, Do You Remember Me?" A great old gospel song. And so I really do believe that it was just one of those things where it was ingrained into my DNA. And then as I got a little old, up into my teenage years, I realized I could write a song, and as I've went along and life circumstances have changed, those songs have gotten different and better, in my opinion, because I've, life experience makes a great story. And that's what a song is, a good story.
What a great story. I mean, that your family just embraced your desire to sing and play music. My family was a little different. I thought I was going to be a drummer. I wanted to sing. I was going to do some hard rock. Right. I got sent out to the barn with the chickens. I don't know what they were really telling me, but I learned how to cook chicken.
Bro, there you go. Well, something good came out of it.
Did you at least get to play with the drumsticks?
No, they threw them away. It was like none of that. They had none of that.
Real quick, one year for Christmas, you're talking about a drum set. I asked Santa Claus for a drum set for Christmas. Got up Christmas morning and there was no drum set, under the tree. So I went to my stocking and there was a letter from Santa Claus, and it said, "Dear Joshua, even though you've been a good boy this year and greatly deserve a drum set, the North Pole is currently out of drum sets." And so kudos to Santa Claus for realizing that I was a good boy, but I still didn't get my drum. I don't think I've still got a mad on at Santa over that. I hadn't got my drum set yet, so I'm still not
I know
yet.
what to get you for Christmas.
Awesome, there you go, boss. I want one. So, but no, it was great growing up in a family where music was life. When the music was in the house and the music was on the front porch and all of our family was together and we were having a good time, I think that's my fondest memories of childhood is either in the summertime we'd gather under a little big oak shade tree in the front yard and play out there, and it's just magical. So,
it's just such a uniter, right?
It is.
It brings people together.
Its best when it brings us together.
And it can really drive your emotions in so many ways.
You can hear a song you hadn't heard in a long time, and it can put you right back in that place you were when you felt good, or whatever the feeling was when you heard it. It can trigger that memory for you, and that's a holy art form, in my opinion. So I'm going to continue writing songs, and I'm going to continue learning, hopefully, until I leave this earth. So I'm looking to dig in and try to figure out how to do the next 30 years here.
We got a break coming up. And we're going to hear so much more about your career, about your upcoming release, about That's Why We Stand album here in a few moments in our next segment. But we gotta pay for all this.
Oh yeah,
it's studio. So we gotta
pay for it.
We gotta go to the commercial break here. Justin says it's required. We cannot just have an hour straight. We gotta have breaks.
Unless you're on social media, in which case we'll be right immediately.
And we're gonna have some special content for you, so don't go away.
Oh, hey, we're back. Look at that. I didn't even, it just came up so quick, man.
I'm so excited to be here in the new Purple Heart Home Studios in partnership with WSIC and being able to just feel this vibe in here. It's so awesome. We got this great backdrop, comfy couch, no popcorn, Devin.
What?
It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying this.
Well, you're the one who keeps putting your arm behind me.
Relaxed. That has not been captured on video.
I think it has. I think it has.
If it wasn't on video, it didn't happen.
Well, let's get back to our guest, Joshua Ray Hudson, who doesn't tell as many fibs.
I will tell a few true stories that never actually occurred. I'll do that every once in a while. So
yeah, Josh, you're just such a great entertainer. You've really been working with us a number of different events. You've come out and performed at, and everybody loves you, from the veterans to our donors and sponsors that have all heard you play. I'm really grateful for Ken Onstadt and New Folk Records for putting us together, making an introduction. Tell us a little bit about that relationship and kind of where you're at in your musical career.
Well, it's kind of a long story, but I'll give you the abridged version. Back in the summer of 2023, I got a call from a fellow musician and a fantastic bluegrass musician and songwriter and country singer, Wayne Taylor, who lives up Conover, North Carolina. A little shout out to him up there. He called and said, "Hey, I got a friend of mine from New Folk Records that they're wanting to do a patriotic album, and I thought of your song, That's Why We Stand, would be a great fit because he said, and I quote, it embodies pretty much the spirit of patriotism and, what you would hope that people would feel for our country and our servicemen and women." And he said, "Would you be interested?" I said, "Absolutely." So 5 minutes later, Ken Onstadt from New Folk Records called me and was just blown away by the song and liked it so much that he played it for the board there at the record label, and they got back in touch with me and said, "Look, we not only do we want it, but we want to change the name of the whole project to That's Why We Stand and use your song as a centerpiece." And I was thrilled, I said, "Well, absolutely, let's do it." So they had me re-record That's Why We Stand, and we put it out, and it spent 2 weeks. 1 week it spent number 18, and the next week it spent number 20 on the top charts. And we were thrilled by that. And of course, it's still in the charts, but it's just lingering around in there. Of course, here we got Veterans Day coming up, and I think it'll get a lot of plays around that time as well. And I hope so, because that just means more money pumped into the people who need it, to the veterans who need it. So,
Josh, let me just say, you're not a red-blooded American if this song does not move you.
I agree 100%.
Absolutely.
First time I heard it, it brought me to tears.
Yeah, and a couple people have said, "Well, I don't know if country radio is it might be a little political." And I said, "Look, there is nothing political about this song. It's a love letter to veterans. It's what it is. There's nothing political about it."
And, it's so special. I've got, my copy here, and, it's an amazing album cover. And in this album, I mean, you're going to hear with Charlie Daniels Band, Dole Dykes and John Schneider. I mean,
Steve Warner. I mean, it just goes on and on. And so I was in great company for sure.
And look at here, this, phenomenal insert. And, this is a chart breaker. I mean,
it is.
Look, we know a lot of people have got gold records and that's great to obtain. But I only know one person with a purple record.
I mean, how cool is that, really?
That is cool.
When they told me it was going to be
fantastic.
Purple Heart Purple, I said that is the icing on the cake, And honestly,
it's exact.
It is. I think they must have consulted the marketing team to make sure they got the right color palette. That's a very important thing around here.
Well, I always keep a copy with the plastic off of it at my live shows, because if people aren't convinced that they might want to purchase it by what it stands for, what it's going to, when I show them that purple record, if you're a vinyl file at all like myself, you want that Purple Heart record to be in your collection,
Absolutely.
So.
And if, by the way, if any of our listeners or the people watching on social media would also like to have this record, Joshua Ray Hudson's going to sign a few copies for us. And if you comment Joshua Ray Hudson in the comments on the social media, or if you email me or email the studio at radio@phhusa.org, we'll put you in a drawing to get an autographed record from Joshua Ray Hudson.
And you can also contact Josh at his website.
Yeah, joshuarayhudson.com. It's got a couple videos on it. There'll be some teasers from the new album, and always a schedule of my live performances will be on there month to month as well. So you can keep up with me through that, or Facebook, Joshua Ray Hudson.
And for those of you that may not have a record player today and might think, wow, why do I need that? You can. It comes with a download, free download.
Correct.
The digital download. And what I really like about even the download card in here it's got the Pledge of Allegiance written on here.
Yes.
And then
really?
it does. And
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
You know, it tells why you stand and when you stand.
I like the explanation as good as anything because a lot of people really, they might know the pledge, but it goes a little bit more in depth, you know, to tell you why it's so important.
And how many people know what the colors represent?
True.
And why? The symbolism that's in our flag. And so really cool. The digital download card in itself is exceptional. And New Folk Records is just first class. Joshua, you are yourself just an amazing American and patriot.
Well, thank you, John.
We're really proud to partner with you.
I want to be that. I want to be that badly for people. I think that people need that now. I think a lot of my heroes are gone or heading that way. And I mean, no disrespect to anyone, you know, from a newer generation. It's just, I think it changes a little as it should, you know, every generation and things change. But if I could carry this moniker and I be the guy who wrote the veteran song or the guy who, that's fine with me. If that's tied to me for the rest of my life, that would be an absolute blessing. So, you know, Bob McMenamin and Ken Onstad at New Folk Records and all the great staff up there, they're fantastic. And I can't wait to see how they distribute my new album. They've done as good as a job as they could do for me going forward, and I don't figure this will go any different with my personal album. So I am excited. It's hurry up and wait, but I'm terribly excited about it, you know.
And so you've got another one too. There's a Christmas holiday album that's getting ready to come out.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Sometime I think in November, I want to say around November the 11th or somewhere around there. There's a guitar Christmas album and all instrumentals. I chose a song called "Away in a Manger," which is one of my favorite old kind of Christmas hymns. And I played it with acoustic guitar and done some backup on it. And so there's some Doyle Dykes. It's got some stuff on there. I got to be honest with you, I'm really proud of that recording. I think it's very simple, understated. But listen, if you're the type of person that enjoys, you know, having a CD going while you're trimming the tree or through the holidays, this is the one for you. And, you know, 100% of the proceeds, of course, kicks back to Purple Heart Homes as well. Wow. So we are very excited to continue this partnership, and you know, so
and they did veto my idea of me dressing like Santa Claus on the album cover.
They did. I think they wanted. I think they wanted you to do more of an elf, and you wanted to do Santa Claus, and that's where it.
Well, I eat the cookies. I don't make them.
I understand.
If Devin were the elf on the shelf, I could only imagine it would be getting waterboarded, and it would have the lips sewn shut, and
oh man,
probably
I don't know. It's not that bad, is it?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
Land sakes.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy down here.
Well, you know, one of the things that I really just got to say, you know, for me personally, this relationship is, it's more than about the donations, right? It's more, you know, Purple Heart Homes is working to change veterans' lives one home at a time. You're changing people's lives one song at a time, one note at a time.
Yes, sir. Trying very hard to do that.
You know, there's a backstory and a connection for Purple Heart Homes and music that's through my late co-founder, Dale.
I remember you and I spoke about that, yeah.
You know, for me to have this connection with you and with New Folk Records, it's just been really special in a way to honor Dale, to make sure that, you know, people, I believe, live through music, right?
Absolutely.
They can, you know, it changes their emotions. It can move them to a happy place. I heard you say, you know, earlier that, you know, it can take you back to that place you were, right? When you first heard it.
Yes, sir.
And so, you know, I believe the same is true for us in the sense of our spirit, that our spirit can live through that music too. And, you know, for Dale and his connection here to Purple Heart Homes, I just really appreciate that and everything that you and New Folk Records are doing to support the mission here at Purple Heart Homes. So I want to tell you thank you.
Well, you are more than welcome. And that I hope this is, you know, I hope we continue this. I hope this is not, you know, I hope we can do more things going forward, because I really think it's a good partnership. I appreciate what y'all stand for, you know.
It's going to depend on this next song you're getting ready to play.
Oh, okay. So
we're going to kind of figure out how good it is. Okay. I got some suspicion that it's going to be really great.
Yeah.
But we're going to see just here in a moment.
I've heard things. I've heard it's all right. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens. I'll play it for you, and then you can tell me what you think.
You're going to do that when we come back from the next break,
I would be glad to. I would be glad to.
Get ready to go to a break. Don't go away because you're not going to want to miss this. This is the first time it's been heard.
Well, yeah, world premiere. we did it again. Yeah, it's
What's that impression again like?
The world premiere. The world premiere.
I love it. You're hired, Devin. See you, buddy.
Oh, come on. We just got the new studio. That's ridiculous. That's,
But he's talent. He can play music and he can do your impression. Can you pick a tune?
I mean, I can pick my nose. Is that?
I'd rather give you a bucket to carry a tune.
He could play. He said he could play the radio like nobody's business.
I can sing things in the range of Johnny Cash and Johnny Cash.
There you go. See, and Johnny Cash.
Yeah,
Johnny Cash.
yeah.
Johnny Cash.
Get rhythm when you get the blues.
Well, if I didn't,
can we do a duet?
Yeah, absolutely. And if I,
John shaking his head.
if I didn't give,
scared.
I guess we can't then. He's boss man. You know, if he tells us we can't do one, then we can't do one. That's
he
the way
is
it
in charge. Yeah. Well, I guess I'll have to found my own organization to get to be in charge. Right?
I'm not in charge of a whole lot. I don't even get to keep up with my own calendar. You told me where I had to be today.
And you didn't listen. It was like herding a cat.
I was sitting on this couch before you were.
Yeah, that's because I was still trying to. You know what? Let's have this argument offline. You've been listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together.
Devin, I'm so enjoying being here in the new studio. This is just fantastic because with our special guest today, Joshua Ray Hudson, here in this new studio, he's just going to walk right over to the other set where he is going to perform a new song off of his new album, The Dreams of a Working Man.
Yeah, what songs are you playing, Josh?
I'm not sure. Josh,
Well,
what are you playing?
This is a song that usually when I play it at my live shows, I ask the crowd, I say, if you could tell me what your most precious commodity is, we might get a couple different answers, but I think that time is it's the only account that we have that we don't know what the balance of it is. And Christina and I, my wife, were having a very serious conversation on our back deck, and she said, I know what the problem is. And I said, what? And she said, we get old too quick, but wise too late to do anything about it. And I said, honey, there's a song in there somewhere. And sure enough, I wrote it, and proud to tell y'all that this song won the 2023 Don Gibson Singer-Songwriter Award in country music. So here's one called Old Too Quick, Wise Too Late. Just like grains of sand on the ocean tides, we have no control, we just take the ride. And if we knew what was waiting up around the bend, we'd never break apart and learn how to. 20 years roll by like the turning of a page, and take some time to laugh. Please don't act your age. Be sure to count your blessings each and every day, because we're all only ashes that haven't blown away. And we get old too quick and wise too late. You better live life now. Please don't hesitate. All good things may come to those who wait, but we get old too quick and wise too late. Please don't wait to bring my flowers till I'm cold in the ground. If you have words left unsaid, go on and say them now. And I'll be holding on for dear life, 'cause 'cause life is good to me. And I'll keep my eyes wide open so I can clearly see. We get old too quick and wise too late. You better live life now. Please don't hesitate. More good things may come to those who wait, but we get old too quick and wise too late. Oh, and good things may come to those who wait, but we get old too quick and wise too late. Why do we get old too quick and wise too late?
Hey, all right. Thank you. Wow.
Holy smokes!
Just wow.
I almost had to make us use that beat button for a second when he hit that last note. Man,
I'm going to tell you, I realized something during that song. I understand and can clearly see who Josh's biggest fan is.
who was that?
I think that would be his lovely bride, Christine, who is over here just rocking out with him.
Absolutely. She does that every time. Every show he's at, I see her there, and yeah, I think you're right, John. And that really upsets me a little bit because I wanted to be Josh's biggest fan.
I know, but I wanted him to know he was safe.
To go down the totem pole a little bit on this one. I don't know. You made a great point. She has been a constant source of inspiration for me, and just all the little things that I don't think about because I'm running here, doing this or doing that. She's just fantastic. And actually, the song that I'm going to sing later on is one that I wrote about her. It's called Barefoot Southern Heart, and I'll tell you a little bit about that later on. But yeah, she's constant positive influence, and that means the world to me.
It's all about who you surround yourself with, right?
Yes, it is. Yes.
It's about the people that surround you, that love you, the people that surround you, that support you. And,
yes.
And, that's, again, just a part of why we're just so thrilled to be a part of this relationship with you and New Folk Records. And you hit the nail on the head for us earlier. It's a family, right?
Yeah, it absolutely. Yep.
So,
it is.
The same with WSIC. I mean, they have pulled it all together to allow us, a month ago, we couldn't have had you play in the studio like that.
Right.
Yeah, they make it happen.
And for all those who are listening to this, Josh did that live. Like, that's not a pre-recording. Like, that's there's no producer like moving things and making modulations. No, that's just what he sounds like. He is a great live performer. Yeah.
So, Devin, I noticed we got a guitar here, case.
I was looking.
What is that all about? You want me to play? I finally get to live my childhood dream.
You get to play live for our audience right now.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let me move the microphone just a little bit here and make room so that I can do a good job with this.
This might be a special guitar.
Let's see here what we got here. It's like unwrapping for Christmas. And I've said this a lot, how much we appreciate you and the partnership and the work. But I want you to know it's more than that. It's what you represent and the values that you are trying to help others in another generation, many generations to come, be able to understand. It is the why we stand, right?
It is.
With that, we want you to know how much we appreciate you. And so we've got a little something for you. And we want to present you with a custom rudder guitar from Purple Heart Homes to be able to, play and enjoy your love and love for music. And
that's absolutely, rarely do I not know what to say. I'm usually Johnny on the spot, but I'm gonna tell you what, fellas, this is wow. This is
I
fantastic.
hope it helps you come up with more songs.
Well, I seriously, I'm at the point of tears. This is one of the nicest things that I think anyone has ever done for me in my musical career.
You deserve it, Josh. Really,
thank you.
You've done so much for this organization.
And I'm going to tell you boys one thing right now. This is not going to be necessarily a piece that I'm putting in the old showcase. I'm going to play this. You know what I mean? Like, I want people to know that I dug my heels in with some guys who are never going to come out of the trenches for their brothers and sisters. And me never serving myself, I wanted to badly. I tried to enlist and everything that was available, and I was over regulations tall and everything else for everything that I did. But you guys have to know that this means a whole bunch to me. Just thank y'all so very much. And I didn't expect this at all.
I just want to give props to your lovely bride, because this was not done alone, and this is a part of her doing too. And
wow.
We just appreciate y'all and want you to know just how much you mean to us and your work. And so
that is absolutely beautiful. And I know Frank, and honestly, this is some fine guitars.
Well,
like, it's not just a Purple Heart's pretty piece. This is a solid guitar as well. These Rudder guitars go a long way.
So speaking of Mr. Rudder, the deal with this co-branded guitar was that I was never allowed to play one.
Well, and we're going to have to hear more about that after this break. Welcome back to Putting the Pieces Back Together, brought to you by Purple Heart Homes from the Purple Heart Home Studio. I'm so choked up because it's a brand new studio. I can't even speak today. We're going to tell you a little bit about what's going on real quick. Hero Fest in Fairmont, North Carolina. If you live anywhere near there, they're doing kicking this thing off Friday with a golf tournament. That's this Friday, November 1st. They're going to be celebrating all weekend long. If you're out there, there's going to be all kinds of things to see. Some people are going to be jumping out of an airplane and rock music. It's awesome. Go check out Camp for Heroes at campforheroes.org. That's with the number 4. They'd love to have you out there. And here at Purple Heart Homes, not only do we have this new radio studio, but we are also doing a barbecue chicken fundraiser every week until November 13th. That's 2 more weeks. So you only got 2 more weeks to get your chicken or barbecue. I'm not sure if it's going to be smoked pork butts or barbecue chicken. Either way, it's delicious.
It's going to be chicken next week.
Chicken. Okay, so chicken again.
The chickens are back in the coop.
That's wonderful. I'm glad to see they haven't completely flown away.
The funny thing that I've learned about chickens is 2 chicken quarters don't make a whole chicken.
What?
And a whole chicken doesn't have 4 quarters.
Oh, my Lord. With the dad joke. So, hey, if you'd like to pre-order your quarter, go to phhusa.org. And also you can find out more about the organization.
And hey, Devin, just because it's a quarter of a chicken, it's still a whole plate.
Oh, my Lord. And moving on. Don't forget, it's voting season. Hey, it doesn't matter who you vote for. Just make sure you do your civic duty.
That's right.
We want all of you to do that. It doesn't matter if you're voting red, blue, purple, yellow. I don't know what other colors they
it really fits right in with today's guest, Joshua Ray Hudson, because that's why we stand. Absolutely. You get a vote. You get a vote. Go vote. Stand in line. Take the time. Go do your patriotic duty. Go vote. Don't care who you vote for. Don't care what your political affiliation is. Just go vote. That's what we fought for.
Absolutely. That is exactly what we fought for. Let's get back to our guest.
Let's turn back to our guest. Oh, my gosh. I am so sorry.
Y'all talking to me?
That is not a new love, is it?
I'm in deep like with it.
No.
Already.
Christine, I'm sorry. John, you want to handle this?
It's your fault.
How is this my fault? I said wait till after the show. I was.
No, I'm still super, super proud. And, there's so many things in this life that you can do with music, and there's a whole flip side of the coin of country music where it's wide open and all the things that go along with what I would consider to be against a good morally compassed life, and everything. And so the type of music that I'm writing is to hit you in the heart, make you feel something. I write about my kids. I write about my wife. I write about everyday normal things. And, Merle Haggard was always one of my favorite songwriters, and Merle was known as the poet of the common man. And I would love to, in some way, fill those shoes and continue to speak for people. Like the song, The Dreams of a Working Man, there's a line in it that says, the American dream is looking rough, and Uncle Sam, if you're listening, don't forget about us. And,
wow.
I mean that.
That's
like
deeply
we are,
poetic.
well, all of us that go and we work every day and we do the things that we do, it's us that makes this country great. And the spokes in the wheel that turns this thing is millions upon millions of working men and women and families who care very much whether they provide a good future going forward for their children. And it's as imperative as any time in the history of the world today for someone like you guys, me, and a lot of other people I know to stand up and say, you know what, I want to be a good father. I want to be a good husband. I want to be a good human being. I want to leave people better than I found them. And I want to do it all in the name of telling them how great of a country they may not even realize that they're standing in right now. So, my main goal is getting accomplished, which is getting people to hear it and feel the emotions out of it. Now, whatever happens after that, I can't determine. All I could do was write it and be as earnest as I could possibly be with it. So for someone like me to receive something like this from y'all is just, it won't go sit at the house. I promise you that. This thing will be, everybody will know about Purple Heart Homes even more than they did. Every show that I do, guys, I plug y'all. I talk about Purple Heart Homes. I tell them, go to the website, you know what I mean? And I tell them a little story about what y'all do. And I basically give a little synopsis for me and y'all before I play That's Why We Stand, because it's worth that to me to do that. And it's a worthy cause. So I'm going to continue doing it, and I'm going to continue writing songs that make sense to me and a big swath of this country, I think.
We're so appreciative of, really, again, that just the inspiration of patriotism for that
Absolutely.
next generation, right?
Well, I wanted my kids and, to understand how great of a place that they have here and the freedoms that we have, even to come here today and do this podcast and be here, and y'all have this place. Those freedoms are bought and paid for by a lot of great men and women. And I want everybody to know that. I want every American to understand what patriotism really is, and it can be something as simple as, flying the American flag on certain holidays, or telling a veteran thank you and we appreciate your service. It doesn't take you don't have to move a mountain. You just have to move a pebble. And I think we all can move a little pebble. And once we do that, you never know, it could be, we could turn this thing around. And I think everybody listening knows how I mean that. I don't mean it politically or rude or weird. I mean, I love this country. Whoever the president is, whatever's going on that is to the side of what is going on with this country, the people that makes it great and keeps going every day.
I think it goes back to, earlier segment we were talking about, how music connects us, it reconnects us, it drives our emotions.
Yes.
And I think so many people are hurting right now, and they're apprehensive about the future. And
very much so.
I think, part of it's some of our choice in what we listen to.
Correct.
Right? And I'm not talking about what news station. I'm talking about maybe choosing to listen to some good music. Right?
Absolutely. Even the things you tell yourself, you'll talk yourself right into being insecure about whatever's going on, and I know I've had that happen before. So I try to feed my soul with good quality food these days. And, myself and my wife, I look forward to however long that the good Lord gives me to live. I'm going to be writing songs and playing music, and my wife and I will be right a team doing that. And I'm satisfied. I'm content. I am a blessed man to be doing what I'm doing, to have a relationship with you all, New Folk Records, So I'm not looking to change anything. I'm looking to bear down. You know what I mean? Where I'm at right now, and just keep going.
I thought you were going to add me into your act somehow. We thought we were going to make that
you're
change.
added in. He's already perfected the impersonation.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you're there every day.
I could have an opening for a cowbell player. We'll see what happens.
I can deliver more
There's
cowbell.
always more room for cowbell.
Isn't there, though? I feel like there's always room for more cowbell.
Yeah.
You know?
We need more. I can't do that. Yeah. Can you do the Christopher Walken, we need more cowbell thing?
Hey, I'm Bruce Dickinson, legendary producer. When we get done with this, you'll be wearing gold-plated diapers, baby. Hey.
I love it.
So you're familiar.
I got a fever. What we need to cure it is more cowbell. There you go.
That is great. That is great.
Oh, my Lord.
And, I'm going to say, I think another thing, we need more laughter in our lives.
Listen, sitting with your hands in your pockets and not enjoying yourselves for the birds. And if there's not a good time when I get there, I'm going to try to facilitate it and all my ability, because a lot of people don't even understand that they're not enjoying themselves in this life.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a good job. I'm doing this. Well, that's fantastic. You're doing what you should for your family, and you're a productive citizen. But when do you have fun? What is your passion?
Oh, much
When do
to
you
John's
laugh?
chagrin, I have fun every day.
That's what I'm talking about. We should go on of a good and a giving spirit and be the light that shines for somebody else who they might have. Folks, everybody listening, when you go into Walmart or something like that, and someone's nice enough to speak to you or have a conversation with you, you may want to take just a moment to speak with them. You could be entertaining angels unaware. That person that be their last straw that day. They spoke to you and you breezed them off. It's that small little of a thing that can create such an avalanche of emotions and problems for people. So, I always tell people at my shows, if you don't remember anything else I told you today, remember this. And she's heard it 1,000 times. If you can't help somebody, for God's sakes, don't hurt them. It's the least you could do. And I say, please take that with you and go forward, because we're at our best when we're working together and when we have a common goal, as far as I'm concerned.
And we're coming up close to the end of the show, Josh, but just for all those folks who would like to hear more, you can catch more on our social medias, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you listen to those sort of things. Is there anything you want to tell the audience before we have to cut out?
JoshuaRayHudson.com. I think last time I was here, I had an endorsement from Donald Trump about that website.
Oh, yeah? Is that right?
Yeah, and I think, can y'all play a tape of that? Load it up. Here we go.
Yeah.
You better go to JoshuaRayHudson.com. I'm going to tell you that right now. You can do it, or else we'll audit your taxes. Thank you. This has been President Donald J. Trump.
Because you're the best.
It's going to be huge. I told them, I don't know what they're going to do. We're going to a podcast. I don't know what it's going to be, but here we go. We're going to do something today that's going to be productive. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
You have been listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together in our new studios in partnership with WSIC, Purple Heart Homes. Check us out, phhusa.org. Devin, you did good keeping your hands on that side of the couch.
Oh, well, thank you. You put the guitar between us, but
he needed some barriers.
you created that barrier.
Got to have boundaries, buddy. Got to have boundaries.
Oh, man. Well, listen to
week.
us next week. Yeah, if you want to see us without boundaries.
And hey, check out the behind the scenes and our next song coming up with Joshua Ray Hudson.
Absolutely.
You don't want to miss it.